Today on Cooking with Cav, we speak with Susan and Margaret, the General Manager and Fundraiser of the East London SPCA. Committed to animal rescue, welfare, and the prevention of animal cruelty, we welcome to our couch these incredible women. This is Cooking with Cav.
100 years of experience of saving animals against hunger, thirst, fear, anger, and animal cruelty. The East London SPCA truly shows us what it means to love those who can't always care for themselves. Today we are excited to speak to the phenomenal ladies behind this incredible movement as well as the volunteers, but we get to speak to General Manager and the Fundraiser, Susan and Margaret from the SPCA. Salbanani Dumilang Goeiemorgen. My name's Cav Ratus and this is your favorite cooking channel, Cooking with Cav. Our SPCA has had a very good over 100 years of doing incredible work in and around East London. But not everyone knows exactly what it is that the SPCA does. Do you guys want to lead us maybe into what the SPCA does? Susan, let me ask you.
Okay, I'm new to the SPCA. I've just come in as a manager. But SPCA's work is the primary is cruelty to animals. So that's what we focus on trying to, stop the cruelty, or if there's an injured dog, we bring it in and look after it, care for it. There is a vet next door, so our resident vet, and she will tell us what the next step is to do. So we can't always be, helping the animals, because sometimes we have to put them down. And that's just the reality of what we do. I know we get hammered for that, but I'm sorry, it's just what we have to do. And yes, besides that, we also do have the dogs that do come in that we can adopt. So yes, so we do adopt some of the animals. And we do have our resident goats. We do have goats and geese. If you go and walk around, you see the geese and chickens that are on our premises that we do have. And we do occasionally get in donkeys and cows, horses that come in as well. Yes, and also we have had to also bring in because of abuse, or they're running, running around. We get a lot of deliveries from our Department of Transport.
Yeah, they bring it.
Yes, they bring a lot of stray animals in, and then we have to house them.
Pound.
In our pound.
I have to say that I do think you ladies do, and the team of the SPCA does a very incredible work. But I would like to zoom in on your individual roles. Margaret, I know you're the fundraiser of the SPCA. What does your role at the SPCA entail?
I'm the one that has all the fun.
Yes. All the parties.
Yeah, the parties. It's hard work being a fundraiser. It's not the easiest job I've ever done. We literally have to approach companies, people, and almost beg for people to assist us. With the SPCA being a non-profit organisation, we do not receive any money from the government. It's not a priority for them. So we have to generate our own funds. And for that, I do what I do. As much as possible. Sometimes it's really sad when we have to cancel funds due to lack of public response. They do not support us as much as we would like them to. But in other events, we overwhelmed with support. So it's a lot of fun. It's hard work organising it, and even to get people to volunteer to assist us. Like my fundraising team, I have a team of people that work with me. People might do it for a few months. It's hard work. They stop coming. But we do have our handful of those who always support us, and we're always there helping with fundraising. But we obviously need people to come in and sit on the committee or the team and actually assist and come up with ideas and so forth. So that is my job. Organising events, bringing in the money.
My next question to you is, I hear that you say that a lot of these things require extremely hard work, and I would believe so, rightfully speaking. What keeps you going? What is your why to keep you doing the incredible work that you are doing?
To bring in the money that we need to run it.
Yeah.
If we don't bring the money, if I can't bring the money, that means we're going to need money for medication, we're going to need money for food, we need money for salaries, we need money for water and lights, etc. So the little bits that we bring in, we don't bring in a full large amount, but the little bit of money that we do bring in covers basics somewhere else. So it might not provide us with a new incinerator, but it definitely might pay 2 people's salaries or pay the water amounts for the month or the next shipment of dog food if we don't have. So the little bit of money we do bring in, it definitely makes a difference, I'm sure.
Thank you for that. Margaret, Susan, apologies, I'm going to turn over to you. I know you're the new General Manager of the SPCA. What does the role of the General Manager require of you? And also I'm going to ask you after that, what is your why? What keeps you going?
Okay, I'll go back a bit. I'm an engineer, civil engineer, so that's my background and doing project management. Okay, so coming into the SPCA was a total different field, different environment. But what I've done is just looked back on the project management side, and that's how I'm running the departments. I've come in and making this SPCA into a business. We have to run as a business, and there's each different department. So the clinic, and you've got the fundraising, and you've got the kennels outside, and you've got the inspectorate. And then each one must do their job, otherwise nothing will coordinate. So we each must know what the other person is doing in their department. And that's basically what I've done, is just to make sure everybody controls their department. So I've made certain people managers as such, or supervisors. So you're in charge, you sort out the staff, you sort out the department. Any problems, then you come to me. Because when I first got here, I had everybody at my door for a little thing. Can I buy a screw? Can I, it's like, it is, as I walk in, there's a queue of people asking me. Meanwhile, they can think, they can do the job. So it was just to give them that trust to say, you can do it, you can. If there's a major problem and there's a big staff issue that you can't sort out, then come to me. But I'm giving them that rein to say you can actually run your department.
I like what you're saying, and as a strong woman, I believe what you're doing is encouraging people to believe in themselves as well and in their abilities. So you not only encourage them with words, but you encourage them by putting them in charge and giving them responsibility. So on behalf of them, thank you for that.
Yes, that's like you said, responsibility and knowing that they can do it.
It does give you more faith in yourself.
Yes.
With Susan's encouragement, I actually find it affecting me as well, because I'm doing more than what I would normally do. Besides fundraising, I'm being more active in other sections which I wasn't involved in before.
So we try to make it a happy environment, because it's not always the best environment to work in. I mean, you understand. So yes, we fun and games. It's just fun and games. You walk and you try and laugh and joke.
It's a very emotional situation to be in working with ECA. I mean, it's, people come in and they're very emotional because the animal's been hurt or whichever the situation is. And then it kicks back onto the staff, because they might take out their frustrations on the staff, and even just the animals coming in that have been injured or hurt or whichever the situation is. It's an emotional tug on everybody that works here. I mean, so we have to make it. We have to make our mood lightened by laughing and joking and all the so forth.
The staff are wonderful. I mean, the ladies in the front, we've got 2 receptionists, and they're really smiling, helpful. So we're lucky. They are
they take the brunt. They take the brunt of the drama.
And the drama.
The abuse sometimes of that sort of stuff. I find with people coming in, it's sad.
May I just respectfully zoom in there a bit? What are some of the issues that you deal with regarding to the animals? What are some of the situations, conditions that the SPCA typically deals with on a daily basis?
Well,
examples and so forth.
Okay, we do have the clinic that people do bring their sick animals, but we have had lots of cases where people have let their animals go sick over time. So they wait a couple of months before they come in, and then they're swollen, and then they've got maggots in them. And I mean, what else do we? I don't want to know.
Animals have been burnt, or the animals have a leg that was damaged, maybe hit by a car, and the owner has left it, and the dog's literally dragging its leg, it can't walk on it. We had an incident before you came in where somebody threw hot water over a dog, and it was obviously burnt. People coming in because they're going away on holiday, and they're bringing in healthy dogs to put down because they don't have the money to board them or have somebody to look after them. That is sad, because if somebody comes in and says, I'm bringing my dog to be euthanized, we cannot say, well, you can't do that. If you're coming in and say, I want to euthanize my dog, whatever your reason is, we can't convince you otherwise. And when you see the dogs coming in healthy and whatever, and they get put down because the owners are going away, that is incredibly sad. That is an emotional tug on everybody. It's
Yeah, so we do get our really bad cases that we deal with.
But on the other hand, the joy when an animal gets adopted, and you see the bond immediately between the animal and the new owner, and I mean, that's the one time I don't have a problem watching the staff member cry, because they've been looking after that dog for 2 months or whichever the case may be, and then now the dog has been adopted and going home. You can see that they are joyful because the dog's going home. The dog is happy because it's found it's found its home. The kids or the family are thrilled with their new baby, the fur baby. That is a time you don't mind seeing a staff member cry, because you know why they're crying. You know that it's going for good. But you don't want to see them crying because something bad has happened.
I want to take us into something more serious, finances. What are some of the big financial responsibilities that the SPCA has?
Your question.
Our biggest it would be the medication, because as you know, we are not funded by any government organisation, so we rely on donations. And then people come in with their animals, we can't turn them away. So even if they've got R5, we have to take whatever, or they say we can't pay it. So we are paying for medication, which is really, it is expensive. I mean, I know you deal with invoices.
Yeah, we spend probably about between 40 to 50,000 a month. But every week it's at least 7,000-8,000.
So
it could be a little bit less sometimes, depending, but it's literally that much money that we're spending on medication.
So we've got a big vet bill, a medication bill, and then naturally we've got electricity and water. We're cleaning the cages every day. Once or twice a day we're cleaning.
Yeah.
So it's electricity and water that we use a lot. Naturally salaries, because we've got quite a big of staff members. And then what else? It's food.
When we need to buy food, we're very lucky in that respect, because we do get donated food, but it's not every day, and it's not necessarily the right amount that we need. We go through, I think they said 40, depending on how many animals we've got, between 40 and 60 kgs of dog food. Okay, so cats is a little less than that, but that's per day. 40 to 60 kgs of dog food a day. So if you add that up, it's actually a lot. So we get donated a lot of food, but it's not necessarily the right amount. So we have to buy food. That's why we're always putting out calls on Facebook. We need food, we need food. It's not something that you can stock up, and we were very lucky on Thursday, Monday, we were donated 1.2 tons of food by NFP's office, and which is an amazing donation, but it's not going to last us forever. A couple of weeks and it's going to be gone. So so it's a continuous. That is a big thing.
Margaret, I actually want to ask you this question. How can the public, the East London public, or whoever is watching, get more involved or be of assistance to the SPCA?
There's various ways. Okay, financially, they can do kennel sponsorships. Kennel sponsorship at the moment costs 750 Rand for a dog kennel, or 1,000 Rand for a cat village. And cat village is like 5 or 6 cats in it. The client will have a soundboard made up saying that this kennel has been sponsored by, and the owner's name or the company name, and that is for a year. So you've got the kennel sponsorship, we've got debit orders, monthly debit orders. If everybody can just do a monthly debit order of 50 Rand a month, it's 600 Rand in a year, but that little bit makes such a big difference to us. And then of course, our events that we have, we try our best to make fun events. We try and do unusual events to try and bring people in. And if people support us, it brings in a lot for us. We've got something really exciting planned for next year. I can't tell you what that is yet, but it's going to be super amazing. And it should, hopefully it will involve the whole of the East London community, because we're going to need the whole of the East London community to do what we're planning to do. We're literally going to need all the students, we're going to need corporates to take part, And it's going to be for East London community as a general East London, put East London on the map, and it's going to bring in funds for us. So that is something we're looking forward to. I'll give you the scoop when we announce it.
I truly believe in what you are doing, and I want to commend both your ladies and the staff, volunteers, and everyone involved with the SPCA. But I want to ask Susan, if you have to encourage anyone out there who knows of an animal who's cruel, or just any form of encouragement of behavior towards animals, now's your time.
Okay. Well, I'm an animal lover, so it's just respect the animal, know, yeah, it's quite hard, yeah, so respect the animal.
Give it, there's basic needs on it. Sorry, I'm jumping in. It needs to have a place, a warm place to sleep. It needs to be taken care of. So in other words, it's medical needs and etc. It needs to have food. It's right to be fed properly, and it needs love.
Yeah.
It was the great Mother Teresa that said that the truest form of love is seen when caring for those closest to us. We have seen how these phenomenal ladies, workers and volunteers at the East London SPCA has shown us how to commit to loving those who cannot protect or care for themselves. Umuntu kumuntu kabantu, I'm a person because of you. Until next time, God bless and stay beautiful.
If you were touched by the heartfelt work done by the East London SPCA and would like to get more involved, you can contact them on the details below. For any of our stories and recipes, join the conversation online. Remember, we rise by lifting others.